A local judge and a police chief colluding against one of our fellow Americans to violate their rights in order to save their own bacon?
Say it ain't so.
For the last week, a tiny town in Kansas found itself smack dab in the middle of a national conversation on First Amendment rights. Marion, Kansas, north of Wichita, is home to the Marion County Record, a small paper dealt a big problem. In an unprecedented raid, Marion police seized computers, reporters' cell phones, and other materials from the Record's offices. They also searched the home of the town's vice mayor and the paper's publisher, Eric Meyer.
This is a follow-up and an update about the story about the small-town newspaper in Kansas called the Marion County Record that was raided by local police. The Kansas judge who signed off on this Gestapo-style raid on the Marion County Record reportedly has 2 DUIs, which raises questions about its possible impact on her decision. Judge Laura Villar signed a warrant to allow a police raid on the newspaper over claims it illegally obtained DUI information about a local business owner. In 2012, this 8th Judicial District Magistrate judge reportedly completed a program after her own DUI arrest in Coffee County, and then was busted 7 months later for another DUI in Morris County. So Judge Laura Villar, who sits on her judicial throne handing out penalties to others, has this little habit of putting lives at risk on the public roadways. In the latter incident, the then county attorney, who went by Laura Allen, was driving a judge's vehicle when she went off the road and hit a shed near the Council Grove football field, according to a 2012 report by WIBW. According to KWCH, she also had a suspended license. So Laura's got some problems, some serious problems that put others in danger. She's in a position to hand down judgments, but probably shouldn't be. I mean, seriously, Laura, if you can't judge that it's not a good idea to drink and drive, can we trust you to make proper judgments about anything? According to Marion County Attorney Joe Enzi, the warrant Villar signed in the Marion County Records case has since been withdrawn due to insufficient evidence. Enzi said the warrant did not, quote, establish a legally sufficient nexus between this alleged crime and the places searched and the items seized. If you remember, the newspaper's computers, cell phones, and reporting material were hauled out of the office as well as from the publisher's home last Friday. They were also confiscating personal items from every reporter that worked at the newspaper. One reporter also suffered a finger injury after a cop grabbed a cell phone from her hand. Marion County Record owner Eric Meyer, whose house was also raided, said his mother, Joan Meyer, a 98-year-old veteran newswoman who also lived there, died from stress the day after the intrusion, and that she had been in good health prior to the raid.
She's not one who liked to be intimidated, but I think at her age she felt that she didn't have the ability to fight the intimidation, and so it frustrated her very much. She kept saying, "Where are all the good citizens that allow this to happen?"
The warrant was issued after restaurant owner Carrie Newell accused the newspaper of illegally obtaining information about her DUI that could upend her liquor license application. An unknown person had leaked the document to both the newspaper and Vice Mayor Ruth Erbel, showing Newell had a DUI on her record and that she was driving without a license. But the kicker is that the Marion County Record never published the story, instead alerting police and suggesting someone related to Newell's ex-husband was involved in the leak. Meyer said despite the newspaper being open to cooperating with the police, the cops never reached out or asked for the document. But wait, there's more. The plot thickens. It was also revealed that the newspaper was investigating Marion Police Chief Gideon Cody, who began work at the department in June after leaving a Missouri police department earlier this year. The Marion County Record was looking into sexual misconduct allegations against Officer Cody. So the update is that the newspaper's equipment has since been returned. While investigating the newspaper raid, Meyer said he found it a little suspicious that a probable cause affidavit was filed 3 days after the search warrant was served. Meyer also laughed at officers who failed to seize Carrie Newell's DUI documents, which were out in the open during the raid. He said, quote, "It was sitting on my desk next to the computer they seized, and they didn't take it." Meyer suspects that the raid was triggered by the paper's investigation into Chief Cody rather than into Carrie Newell's DUI information. He said it's just speculation, oddities about what's going on here. As for the newspaper, which continues publication and has even had an influx in subscriptions since this case broke, Meyer says the small team is going to carry on as it's always done. Quote, "My mind right now is we're not going to change a thing about what we do because we didn't do anything wrong. And we may have done something right," he says. He said, quote, "If somebody wants to bully you, it must mean that they don't want you to have something. We don't know what that is, but that makes you even want it more." He told the Associated Press, "You can't let bullies win. We have a staff that's very experienced, including myself, and we're not going to take crap." So it turns out that the warrant and the subsequent raid could possibly be an attempt to wipe records of past indiscretions of public officials to keep a local newspaper from exposing the truth and holding those officials accountable for their actions. And if that's the case, then these officials who violated the free speech and free press rights of others probably shouldn't be officials at all. Maybe they should spend a little time behind bars. If there are more updates on this case, I'll try to stay on top of it and bring it to you. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments below. It really helps me overcome the algorithm that suppresses free speech on this platform. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. That's highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, the links are in the description. Become a channel member and grab a hard-hitting, conversation-starting design you can put on a shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, pillowcase, whatever you want. Remember, freedom is dangerous. The only thing more dangerous is not having it. I'll see you in the next video.